In this clip, I was just finishing up a session with the plastic to oil machine, and it took me about 3.5 hours in total for me to completely pyrolyze the plastic that I placed into the machine. And I wanted to show everybody here the temperatures that this machine gets to. So you can see at the bottom it's at 783 Fahrenheit, which is very high, and I need these temperatures in order for the plastic to crack. And cracking, what that means is that you're taking long carbon chains and you're breaking them down into smaller chains, which ultimately becomes the oil liquid that we're going to get right here. We can see that the top layer is the oil layer that we got. So fumes are going through the bottom layer, which is a water layer, and those plastic fumes, they condense into a liquid form, and as everyone knows is that water oil does not mix, so therefore we have the oil resting on top of the water layer. So now in order for me to get this oil, I need some kind of fuel supply, some kind of feedstock, and obviously that is the plastic. And luckily for me, Dr. Culhane, he has a copious amount of plastic on the property he stays at. And it's important to know that the only type of plastic that I'm using are the numbers 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And those are the plastics that can go into the machine. The other plastics, 1 and 3, are PET or PETE, and number 3 is polyvinyl chloride, which is PVC, which is toxic to you. So we definitely don't put that in the machine. We only use 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
That is, by the way, a Harvestman. They're really sweet, and we don't mind them at all.
And you may be familiar with these numbers. You've probably seen them on your water bottles, you've probably seen them on water jugs, or any kind of plastic. Since plastic is everywhere, most of the time you'll find a number that is imprinted on the container, and that just determines what type of plastic it is and what you can do with it and where you can recycle it appropriately. So in this little montage, we're just collecting different kinds of plastics. We have wrappers, we have hangers, we have those containers that hold like sandwiches for like catering events. We saw a toothbrush in there, and we're getting things ready to put in the machine. So now we're actually going to take the pieces of plastic that we collected and we're going to throw them in the machine. We're going to throw those pair of glasses that we found. We also definitely want to put in those 6-pack O-rings that we're so familiar with that choke turtles and do a lot of harm to the environment and quite frankly to our entire biosphere. We also utilized the NutriBullet, which helped tremendously to shred more plastic into smaller pieces so we could fit into the machine. And to just give everyone kind of an idea of what the container looks like, this is all it is. This is where we're putting the plastic in. It's really nothing too shabby. It withstands the high temperatures to pyrolyze the plastic, and that's all we need. So right here we're getting the machine ready, and first things first, we put the top on. Then we secure it with 4 bolts, because remember, this machine's getting to high temperatures, so it's imperative that these bolts are on tightly. We then go ahead and put the top plates on. From here, we line up the metal tube with the water reservoir and we clamp it so fumes can't escape. And then we're going to go ahead and begin. From this point on, you'll notice that the temperatures are rising. So this is our final temperature reading, and right here we're actually taking out the oil and we're putting it into a plastic bottle, and we're going to see if it'll actually combust. So to test out our oil, all we did is we just poured a little bit on this already burnt soda can, and we took a match to it, and what do you know, it lights on fire. However, it's important to know that this flame is not burning completely clean, but I wanted to emphasize that we are taking plastic and we're turning it into a combustible oil. Pretty cool, right?